Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you right now, God. Thank you, Lord, for your awesomeness. We come to you right now, God. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to wake up one more time, closing our right mind, giving us the life, health, and strength. God, we ask you, Lord, to speak a word that's going to bring healing, bring change, bring challenge to the people in their people's lives right now. In the name of Jesus, we bind every distracting spirit, bind every hindering spirit right now. In the name of Jesus, we thank you, Lord, for everything you've done, everything you're going to do. And Lord, we're speaking that your Holy Spirit take control and move in a mighty way right now. In the name of Jesus, we give you the glory and the honor and the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. What we're going to do, we're going to have you all to go to Judges, the 16th chapter. This is the time that school is about to start. And what we want to do, we want the words that's from this message to make you look and observe for those who will be going to school, for those who are out of school, starting a new adventure in their life, but even those who are adults who are no longer in school, but to take a personal inventory of yourself pertaining to this message for today. Judges, the 16th chapter. Judges, the 16th chapter. Those who have it, say, I have it.
I have it.
Those who don't have it, say, I ain't got it. Okay. I like to switch it up. What we're going to do, we're going to ask you all, y'all welcome at this time to have a pen and paper. Right now, what I'm going to do, a lot of the verses, I may not say verbatim, so to speak, but what I want to do, I want to make sure that y'all have an understanding of what the verses are saying. When y'all get home, y'all can write down Judges, the 15th chapter, and also Judges, the 16th chapter. But for today, we're going to come from the 16th chapter, and I'm going to speak a little bit about the 15th chapter later on. The 16th chapter starts off talking about a man named Samson. For those who have heard of Samson, Samson was known to be the strongest man who had ever lived. Everybody heard of Samson? Everybody heard of Samson?
Yes.
Okay. Samson was known to be the strongest man who had ever lived. Samson was known to be the man that had much hair, many hair. He had several locks. And so, talking about chapter 15, Samson was first. Samson was a Nazarite being someone who did not partake in wine, someone who did not allow their hair to be cut, someone who did not touch dead body. And there are some other things, but Samson was a Nazarite. And so that was the secret to his strength, being a Nazarite. So he fell in love. 15, he was in love, but he had his heart broken. He slept with many prostitutes. He was hurt. And so in the midst of being hurt, now going to chapter 16, starting at the 4th verse. In the midst of his hurt, chapter 16, verse 4 through 6 tells us, therefore it happened that he loved a woman in the village of Soror, whose name was Delilah. And the lords of the Philistines came up to her and said to her, entice him and find out where his great strength lies. And by that means we may overpower him, that we may bind him and afflict him. And every one of us will give you 11 pieces of silver. 1,100 pieces of silver. So verse 6 tells us, so Delilah said to Samson, please tell me where your great strength lies. Does that sound like exactly what she was told to find out? Mm-hmm. Okay. So she asked him, please tell me where your great strength lies, and that you may be bound and afflict, that you may be bound to afflict you. So in other words, she pretty much told him the truth. Mm-hmm. Everything that she was paid to do, she told him. And then 7 says, and Samson said to her, if they bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings, not yet dried, then I shall become weak and be like any other man. Mm. That was one of the examples. Was that the truth? Mm. No, it wasn't. Mm. He pretty much lied, or if you want to say, played games with her. And so on down in the verse, he told her that, and the crazy thing about it was she tried it. Mm-hmm. And come to find out, that wasn't where his strength lied. So she eventually asked him again, and he said something else. And everything that she was told by him, she tried it. And it didn't work. And so several times more, everything that he told her, which he was playing games, she tried. And it didn't work. So eventually, verse 17 says, I'm going to go back to 16, go up to 16. Go up to 16, and it says, and it came to pass, when she pestered him daily with her words, pressed him so that his soul was vexed to death, that he told her all his heart, and said to her, no razor has ever come upon my head. For I have been a Nazarite to God from my mother's womb. If I am shaved, then my strength will leave me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. Let's go to 18. When Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up once more, for he has told me all his heart. So the lords of the Philistines came up to her and brought the money in their hands. 19. Then she lured him to sleep on his knees and called for a man and had his head shaved, had him shaved off the 7 locks on his head. Then she began to torment him, and his strength left him. Ending at verse 20. And she said, the Philistines are upon you, Samson. So he awoke from his sleep and said, I will go out as before, and other times. So in other words, he's going to do the same thing he did because he knew that he was going to be overcoming whatever she tried to put forward. He shake himself free, but he did not know that the Lord had departed from him. So in other words, she cut off his hair, and he realized then that his strength left him. All the while, she told him what she wanted to do. But yet still, in the beginning, he was playing games with the enemy. But instead of him leaving, he played games with her, and eventually he told her the secrets of his heart.
Yes, he did.
And that's what I want to talk about today. Be careful who you call your friends. Now, as we get ready to go to school, we want to be mindful that school is approaching, and there may be people that you may meet that they look like they may have your best interest at heart. They may call themselves your friend.
Yeah.
There may be people who are out of school, grown enough, because a lot of times we look at the kids and we say, no, y'all know better. Y'all know better. Everybody that you call friend ain't your friend. That's true. We can say that to the kids. But what about the adults? They're doing the same thing. So what we want to talk about, be careful who you share your heart with. Because not everybody is your friend. When we look at Samson, like I said, was the strongest man who had ever lived. Samson, where was Samson's strength at? Let's talk about where was Samson's strength at. Was it in his hair? No, it wasn't. The strength was not in his hair. His hair was an outward expression. The secret was in his heart. How many of us, me included, have shared our heart with someone and they end up taking advantage of? How many of us have shared our hearts? How many we have told secrets to and come to find out we end up regretting it? Why did we share that with them? A lot of times, even though they might have been bad people, and just like Delilah, remember this, Samson was already a real prostitute before he met Delilah. What was different about Delilah than any other woman he slept with? We have to, even though we talk about Samson, but we may have to remove the name Samson and take our own name and put it off in there. Samson, in the beginning, Samson was hurt. A lot of times we choose people in our life when we're vulnerable, when we're desperate, when we're going through things. That's when the enemy will send somebody to deceive you, send somebody to use you. Now, when we're hurt, God will send people to try to help you. But also, as God sends people, so does the devil. So that's why we have to be mindful and understand who we are, so that way we won't be tricked by the devil. Now, we already read, and like I said, I just want to kind of give a small narrative. When y'all get home, y'all can read the rest of it. But everything that Samson told her, she did it. She did it. Now see, while Delilah was serious, and she had already told Samson what they were going to do, but Samson wasn't serious. Samson wasn't serious. Samson wanted to play games. A lot of times, the people that's in front of us, the people that we know ain't no good, we already know how they are. Sometimes we just hold on to them for our own use. Sometimes people that we know ain't no good, instead of us leaving them alone, we keep them. Sometimes for our own insecurity. Sometimes people that we know, that you know what this person ain't right. You know this person mean you no good. And you think about it, just like Samson, now we may not be Nazarites, but there are some teaching, there are some grooming that we have been instilled in, either from our family, from our church. Those are values that have made us, that are our characters. And those are the ways, just like, they just say, you may have a long dress. That's the teaching that you have as far as you protecting yourself, covering yourself. But then all of a sudden you end up meeting someone, and that person that you meet, now your dress becomes shorter. Or they just say, you being a boy. You might have came home during your curfew, but then all of a sudden you end up going around the wrong crowd, and then all of a sudden you end up coming home a little bit later. Instead of you coming home before your curfew, now you don't come home at all. Let's just say you used to come home and you smell like the cologne that you had on before you left home. But now when you come home, because of the crowd that you've been with, now you come home smelling like weed. Now you come home smelling like alcohol. All right. Come on, this is 2017. Sometimes you come home smelling like sex.
Ew.
Let's be honest.
That's true.
You're moving away from the teaching that you've been instilled in. And it happens. We're not talking about in the streets. We're talking about right here in church. In churches. And these are the things that need to be addressed. Because the values that we have, the upbringing, the instillment that's being in you from your family, from the church, the devil is trying to challenge that. So now as we get ready to either start school, even you starting your career, even you starting in your purpose, coming out of school, or even just doing an evaluation in your adult life, who are you allowing your secrets to go to? That you call friends. Just like a grocery store take an inventory, and sometimes they do it twice a year, sometimes a little bit more. They take inventory of their products to make sure that they account for all of the items, all of the inventory, to make sure that they check the profits, or even if there are some loss. But even in your life, do you take personal inventory to see the people that you call friends? Are they credible? Are they trustworthy? These are people that will honor the values that you've been told by your family, by your church? Or are they going against everything that you've been told by your mother, by your father? Are they telling you you don't have to do all of that? Think about it. Now, like I said, this is Samson that we're reading about. But this is us that we talk about ourselves. I know, matter of fact, I remember when I was young, I was working at the grocery store, and I was told that they wanted me to move from a sack boy to a checker. And I wasn't at my job for, I think I was there 3 months. And when they told me they wanted me to become a checker, I remember I told my mother, and I thought everybody was going to be happy. But then I found out the boy that we used to give a ride to work, he was there longer than I was. But I was the one that was getting the promotion. And because I thought he was my friend, I thought he was going to be happy. Come to find out, he was mad. He felt like I didn't deserve it. He deserved it. And that made me realize just because people ride with you does not mean that they're going to be with you.
That's right.
This is the thing. Be careful who you call friend. This is what I found out. You can be a great person. You can be a helpful person to people. And people can call you their friend. And that might be true. But just because they call you friend does not mean that they are your friend. How many people would allow themselves to walk away from toxic people? Okay, let's be honest. How many people have a hard time walking away from toxic people? Let's be honest. We all have, all had, or will have a problem leaving people alone that we know ain't good for us. And sometimes it might be somebody that you may have grown up with. Sometimes it might be people that you call not just your friend, but your family.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you isolate them completely out your life. Ain't nothing wrong with them being, you being cordial, hello, how you doing? But when it comes down to sharing secrets, no. So the key thing is we have to examine ourselves, and just like how Samson lost. Samson lost his strength. But you have to look at yourself. What have you lost when it pertains to the people that you had called your friend? Look at the people that you have been messed over by. Now, there's an old saying that says, fool me once, shame on you. But fool me twice, shame on me. So in other words, what is it going to take for you to learn your lesson to leave people alone? And this is where we live in now. Because not everybody, like I said, that you say your friend, not just your friend, but even those that may say, hallelujah, praise the Lord, I'm a Christian, that does not mean that you trust them.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
The devil knows the word of God.
Yeah.
The devil knows better than you.
Oh, yeah.
He just don't obey it. So the people that tell you the word of God, just because they say it, that doesn't mean that they're living it.
Come on now.
So each and every person, I want you to write down the top 5 people. The top 5, I want each and every one of you all to write the top 5 people in your life that you talk to the most. Think about, you know what, take it back. I feel 6. Write the top 6 people down. Just automatically. Just think about the top 6 people. You can put up to 6. If you just think of 1 or 2, that's fine and dandy. But just think about the top people. The top people. No more than 6. The top people that when you going through something, or they just say you want to celebrate, there's some good news. The top 6 people that you deal with. And as you write those people down, as you finish writing those names down, you look at each person and you take a personal inventory. Is this person healthy or are they toxic? Are they a gossiper? Are they messy? Or are they healthy? Do they talk to me about other people's issues and problems? Because that's a sure sign. If they do that, talk to you about other people's problems, they talk to other people about your problems.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going through something, or their response is, let's pray. What is their response? This is homework.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you this. I like for us to grow. I like for us to not just read the scripture. We have to look at this as an assignment. This is homework. Now maybe the next time, next week, somebody may come out with a hellfire and brimstone, but this is something that we need. Not just the kids, not just the young people, but for the adults too. So the people that you wrote down, and especially if it's somebody that other people may know, you don't have to write down the characteristic. You can just have it in your head, or when you get in the car, when you get home, then you can write down everything you want said. Normally, I'm gonna tell you like this: in my Sunday school book, I write little notes or whatever. I don't write everything in detail because if somebody see it, I don't want nobody to be looking at, hey, he put my name in there. It's just me being transparent. So look at the top people that you associate with, the top people that you depend upon. What are their characteristics? Are they a Delilah? Or for the male version, are they a quote unquote Daniel?
Yeah.
If they are a female Delilah, or are they a male Daniel?
Yeah.
And it goes for, like I said, it goes for not just the females, for men too. Because I'm going to tell you like this, there are some men that are messy. Messy and gossip is not just a sex gender, it's a spirit. And spirits have no gender. So, for each and every one of us, look at the people that we call friends. Look at the people that you may have in your life that have done you wrong. Ask yourself, why is it hard for you to break away from them? There are some people that we have in our friendship that may be toxic, and we are so close to them, not because of what they can do for us, but because of our insecurity, our lack, our needs. How many people have heard, well, why are you with that boy? We talking about Dan. Why are you with that boy? You know he cheating on you. You know he been beating on you. Yeah, but I love him. That's an excuse. That's unacceptable. Those are called soul ties.
Amen.
And when you look at it, people that you feel like you can't do without are the main ones you need to do without.
Exactly.
If you feel that you can't live without this person, that means you have allowed that person to take the place of God. If you can't say amen, say ouch.
Amen.
So realize God does not want anybody above him. And sometimes we have put people in place of God. It could be boyfriend, it could be girlfriend. And I'm going to say this, and this is going to be for free. True love will not hurt you. Anytime somebody physically hurts you, verbally assaults you, that's not love. Right. And I promise you this, just in case you don't know it, you can do better. Right. But the thing is, you have to first understand what true love is by loving yourself. Knowing who God made you, first of all, loving God and loving the person that God made, which is you. Right. Because if not, what's going to happen? You're going to end up being just like a man named Samson. And I'm going to say it like this. There are some people, and I'm going to try to say it in an educated way. There are some people who feel like as long as I can win him over through sex, he will stay. Samson had prostitutes and he didn't stay. So sex does not make a person stay with you. What does that do? It makes you waste your time. But the key thing for you to remember, first of all, if you are participating in that before sex, I'm telling you as a minister, stop. Stop. It's not worth it. you're depreciating your value. But also, not just being disobedient, but I'm telling you, a lot of times people think as long as I have sex, that's going to fulfill me, but it's not going to fulfill you. You're going to always feel empty. Always feel empty. Now, whoever's in here, they know they need this. And whoever it's for, I'm not trying to point anybody out. But whoever is in here or even who watches the video, sex is not going to give you fulfillment. You're obeying God's will.
That's right.
You trust in God. You trust in God. You ask God to heal you and also ask God to help you to wait until someone loves you enough to walk down this aisle, give you a ring, and then that's going to show proof that that person is worth you. But as long as you do it outside of God's will, outside of God's timing, you will never have your life fulfilled.
That's right.
Been there, done that. And if y'all don't mind me being transparent, I felt the same way. I used to give my body to the females that I realized they didn't even care about me. And still coming to church. But you know what I found out? I found out that there was a trap that the devil wanted me to keep myself into and deal with my insecurities. I thought that if I just go ahead and just find the right one, I can make her love me. And that didn't work. I never participated in drugs, but my drug of choice was pornography. But it didn't work. I did not get that life fulfillment. I still felt empty. There may be people that may be watching this. There may be people that in here that feel like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. See, I got needs. It's hard for me to break away from that. No, you don't want to.
That's right.
My thing is, how bad do you want it? If Jesus came right now, and they told you, if Jesus told you, you know what? I want you to stop right now. And let me give you what I have planned for you. Or you keep what you got and deal with the consequences. How many people would give it up? Now this is the thing. Think about this. Do you love God enough to stop whatever you're into, to accept what He has for you? Because this is the thing. Think about it. The devil wants you to think, oh, God don't want you to have fun. God don't want you to express yourself, express your love. If you love her enough, or He loves you enough, how about y'all get married right now?
Amen.
Let's talk about it. Well, he said he got to work everything out. Well, she said she got to do this, got to do that. That's an excuse. And if you old enough to have sex, you old enough to hear this message.
That's all right.
If you're responsible, if you feel like you're responsible enough to have sex, then if you having sex with a female right now, how about you marry her right now? If you feel like she ain't marriage material, then she ain't sleeping material either. Just put it out there. Same way with the young ladies. If he loved you enough, why are you spending the valuable time with somebody else, but he only laying with you in the bed? Are you being used? How many of us have been in a situation where we have felt used? Hey, that's confirmation. Hey. And thank God for the notification. So realize there are people that may be coming into our lives, and God have us to be quote unquote the Samson in the character. But are we going to be able to recognize the Delilahs or the Daniels that may come into our lives? Because like I said, Delilah already came to the table and said what she was going to do. But how many of us play games and keep them around? Doesn't that remind you of another character in the Bible? Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Eve listened to the serpent.
Yeah.
She listened. She entertained what he said. Delilah substituted the serpent. And now, when Eve entertained what the serpent said, now Samson entertained what the Bible is saying. So those are the Old Testament characters. But let's talk about you and me. Are we entertaining people in our life, in our circle, that we know don't mean us any good? When y'all go home and when y'all get ready to go to bed, I want you to evaluate everything that was said. And not just listen, and not just, well, you know, it's hard. Oh, well, you know, that's my friend. We've been through a lot together. No, they put you through a lot.
That's right. That's right. Amen. That's right.
We have to look at God love us enough. When God bless us and God give us riches, he has no sorrow. So when you think about when you have problems in your life, sometimes we have to evaluate the people that are around. Because there are things that the devil sends along your way. The devil will try to bring problems, but also sometimes we invite problems. And those problems come through the people that we invite into, not just our life, but into our hearts. So, as we get ready to wrap this up, I want you to think about, right now, if you have anyone that's in your life that you feel like, you know what, I need to leave it alone, but I don't know how to. This is your opportunity to come down to the altar. And we're not talking about, well, you know, I'm trying to help them and, you know, they got problems. That's not your problem. I'm going to say this. If you're a male, if there's a young lady that's in your life that you feel that you're trying to help, she needs help, how about you refer them to a female? If you really love them enough, you love them enough about referring them to someone that can't help them because you can't help them. If you are a male, if you're a female, and there's a guy that, you know what, they are a good person, but they just need some help. Well, how about you refer them to someone that's going to help them, that can help them? Because a lot of times the devil will use that, where you think it's helping them to get closer to God, and actually it's pulling you away from God. Because why? Because you end up involving yourself in that thing, you know. Instead of you coming to church and you helping them and they come to church, no, what's happening? That's dragging you down. You end up getting yourself emotionally involved. You end up getting yourself to things that you weren't raised to do, and then you quit coming to church.
Yeah.
It happens. This is the same trick that they have been doing for many years. It's nothing new.
Amen.
And then sometimes what happens, we get ourselves involved. And then we end up getting emotionally involved, mentally involved, sexually involved. And what happens? There's fighting. There's arguing. Why is that? Because y'all spirits are clashing. You're trying to make something fit that's really not meant to be. Just being honest. But God loves us enough to help us in these struggles in life pertaining to people that may be in our heart. So realize, if you are one of those individuals, if you feel like, you know what, I've been exposed. And I'm going to tell you, I was there. Many years I was there. But I thank God of who I am now. Amen. And so the things that you feel that you can't do without are actually the things that God can help you to get out of. And help you to have a testimony to encourage somebody else. If God can do it for me, he can do it for you, anybody. I'm going to tell you this. I used to love seafood. I loved it. Used to eat it all the time. And then I ended up having a procedure. After that procedure, next thing you know, I started getting allergic to seafood. I used to always go to Luby's, get that fish, the cod with the almonds, oh my gosh, and a bucket of tartar sauce. Yes.
Sounds good.
Sounds
I
good.
used to eat it all the time. And then after that procedure, I noticed after I got done eating seafood, I started hiccuping. And then next thing you know, I used to just blow it off, drink some water, and it would eventually pass. But the more I would continue to eat, the sicker I became. And so eventually, matter of fact, we left here one time and we were going to Pastor Osteen Church. Brother Martin and I went to Long John Silver's, right over here off of Luke 12. We stopped by, and since I knew I was allergic to seafood, I went on and I got some chicken. I ordered chicken. So after I got the chicken, I ate a few bites and I told him I wasn't feeling well, so I went to that Menards and I got some Benadryl. Got some Benadryl and I drank a little bit, and all of a sudden I started throwing up. So I started drinking some more. And I started throwing up some more. And whatever I would throw up, I would drink some more Benadryl. Until eventually I made it to Pastor Osteen Church. And all I remember is meeting Brother Green, Minister Green, and I think it was Sister Lucinda. I went to the bathroom. When I came back out, our choir was going to get ready to sing. I remember playing, I went back in the bathroom. When I came out the bathroom, Minister Tim was preaching, and he laid his hands on me. All throughout the service, it's kind of a blur. I didn't know that I almost overdosed on Benadryl. Because I thought if you throw it up, it's coming out, but didn't realize it was in your system, in your bloodstream. But I said all that to say this. When I went to the doctor because I love seafood, the doctor told me, you're allergic to shellfish. So what you have to do, even though you grew up eating it, you loved it, but now you have to make a decision. You can continue to eat seafood and die, or you can quit eating seafood and live. Was that a hard decision? Mm-hmm. No. I had to love myself more than seafood.
Yeah.
So my thing, I had to make up my mind instantly and not waver, not contemplate, I don't know what I'm going to do with that eating, because if I start thinking like that, then I will be tempted to even get a little itty bitty. And then that itty bitty will eventually turn to more and I'll be in a worse situation. Because remember, at first, I was just hiccuping, but now it started cutting off my breathing. So I had to realize I had to leave it alone completely. Now, if I see somebody eating in front of me, it doesn't bother me because I'm not attached to it. And so the same way that I had to be pertaining to seafood, I had to be pertaining to the things that I knew that were unlike God, sin. So the same thing I'm telling you, the things that you feel like you can't do without, you can. You can. But it's how bad do you want it? Because nothing will fulfill your life more than the plan that God has for you. You have your own plan would not work. I found out the other day, last week, there was a dog that, used the bathroom in the grass. And unfortunately, Melvin and I walked on the grass, and he the one who got the dog mess on his shoes. But I saw something. I realized that the dog used the bathroom on the grass. But there's a whole plain sidewalk that is made. And the path is already made for us to get into the church or to go out of the church. So what we have to do, we have to stay on the sidewalk because the path is already made. And we realize anytime a dog uses the bathroom, he's always on grass where the pavement is not made. And we wonder why our life is stinking. Maybe because we got the devil's boo on our shoe. I want y'all to think about that. The path has already been made for you. Why walk on the devil's territory and risk having his mess on your shoe? And if you have anything that you want to give to God, you can come to the altar at this time. If there's anything that's in your life that may not be lining up with what God's word said in your life, you can give it to him now. Romans 10:9 tells us, if thou shalt confess the Lord Jesus Christ, your Savior, and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believe unto righteousness, with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. If there are some people that might have been attached to your heart that you need God to break you free from, he can do it. He can break those soul ties. He can break toxic. Or what if you're toxic in somebody else's life? God can clean you, not just from the mess that people have put in your life, but even from the mess that you have put in other people's lives. No one? Okay. We're going to go ahead. Sister Chris to give us the announcements. Thank God. I didn't get a testimony, but I thank God for His protection. I was picking up Dylan on Friday, and as I was on 183, I felt the need to go. We were almost bumper to bumper. I felt the need to go up. And as I went up, I looked and I heard a crunch, cry. And I looked behind me on my left side, and there was an 18-wheeler that hit the car in front of him from behind, but he was turned so where I was standing at, well, I was in my car, but where I was at in my car, where I was at, he would have knocked me from behind. So I thank God for His protection. I thank God for it. And just remember this, when the devil knows that God has a plan for you, he's going to fight. He's going to fight. But don't be in fear, don't be intimidated. Know that you can overcome it, but you have to make sure that you be aware of what God said about every situation that you deal with. So as we get ready to have
Giving honor to God, Pastor Logan, Sister Logan, in their absence, and to Minister Prater, Minister Green, and to True Leaders Church family. We'll be praying for them while they're on their vacation. On Sunday morning, 9:45, until